Yeah, nice job. Excellent performance, everybody. Sounds great. Despite no bass, no bass. I mean, it sounds really nice, and the time is still there. Excellent, excellent. Um, so things that stick out, some obvious things right away that will help you guys sound even better. Intonation is a big one, obviously, and you can hear that, like I said, with the last group. If you have longer notes that are held out, you can kind of hear and adjust. So what I would recommend doing is if you have, I mean, now we have all these apps and things which are great. You can get a tuner on your phone, either free or for very low, a couple bucks, or if you have a keyboard or piano at home, practice playing a note. If you have a piano, use the sustain pedal, but holding that note out, and practice playing in tune and playing out of tune on purpose so that you can hear the difference and get quick at adjusting. I know when you first, many of you, if you're just starting to learn how to play, maybe you don't hear that. So that's why I'm saying you want to be able to recognize that and be able to fix it and adjust it right away. So usually, you'll take a note, concert B flat or whatever, and you'll tune your instrument. But just because that one note is in tune, doesn't mean the rest of the notes are going to be in tune. All of our instruments they're imperfect, so as you're playing, other notes will be out of tune, so we have to be able to hear that, listen, and adjust as fast as possible. So that will help making what you're already doing well sound even better, and getting those sections sound good. And the same thing too, we talked about swing feel. Were you guys here when I talked about swing feel last? Okay, so we missed that. So basically, our eighth notes, I'm going back to the blues, I heard this. The eighth notes need to be, basically it's a triplet. The downbeat is the first two parts of the triplet, and the upbeat is the last part of the triplet. And some of those passages, like when you're playing the melody, some people are making them shorter, and some people are making them longer. And so even though we're playing technically our parts correct individually, as a group it doesn't sound together. So we want to make sure that we keep a clean house with our own parts, and then across the section, and then across the band. It all needs to sound together. Otherwise, you can hear the difference. So can we play the melody on basically the blues? Can we check that out, please? Where does the melody start? Is it right in the melody from the top? 5. Let's go measure 5, please. All right, let's check this out. So remember, we're thinking one triplet, da, 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 not da, 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 but it should be the long part. Da, da, da. Unless it's articulated, I'm not looking at the chart, maybe it's written that way. But let's try it from the top. 1 and 2 and ready, go. What measure is that there?
You guys you start at 5. Start at 5. Play the repeat.
Let's go second time. Number 5, second time. 1, 2, ready, go. Individually, we're playing parts well. What I would recommend to get things tighter, more together as a section and as a group, is individually when you're practicing on these things, slow the time down. If you think about time, we're going more quickly. Even the tempo that we're doing right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. We think about our 8 notes as triplets. If we slow the beat down further, the beats become wider. If you look at the space between the beats, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, there's a lot more space. Now when we hear our triplets, da 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 da. When you slow the time down, it really has to focus in on the subdivision to make sure you're counting that accurately. 1 triplet, as opposed to 1 triplet. It makes you count. Let's try, just for the sake of science here, this might be terrible, but let's give it a shot. Let's go 5. I want to go this tempo here. Ba, ba, do, God help us all. 1, 2, ready, go. Super easy, right? It really gets you to focus in on your counting and your subdivision, even though it's like, okay, this is not the most exciting thing to play, but when you practice this way, when you slow the time down, it really has you deal with yourself and your sense of time and subdividing, which then when you come together as a group, hopefully will be a lot better. Playing faster and practicing faster, you can kind of gloss over mistakes, particularly rhythmically, so you can slow things down. Really has to do with that. So, does that make sense? Go check that out. Let's see. Drums. We talk, I don't know, you can put I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this, but you can put those 8 notes on 1, on 2, on 3, or on 4. You don't always have to go dang, 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 which is great. Are you beating a party at this point? You got it, okay, cool. And it's written in, it's a drum part that's written in. Okay, so just experiment that. Try going 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4. You have a lot of freedom in there. Here, we don't have a bass, right? So that means your left hand has got to be like crushing. As a piano player, there's all these different situations that you have to face, when you're playing. You could be doing solo piano or duo or trio or quartet. So you always have to kind of ask yourself what's going on there. Now, in this particular situation, there's no bass player. So that means with your left hand, if you're covering a lot of that stuff, try and get that a little bit heavier. Just for right now. When you get a bass player, you can get out of the way. But just something to think about. So that being said, though, your guys' performance, it's still, I didn't really even miss having a bass player. It sounded good. It sounded really, really nice. The big thing that stuck out to me was the intonation was the big one, and then some of the rhythmic things in terms of accuracy. So solos were nice. Sounded very good. Time-wise, we want to be careful in terms of keeping a steady, consistent beat on the second tune. The time seemed to move a little bit in the drums. So just, get together with a metronome, hash that stuff out. Can we play just the start? Can we play the beginning of the second LT grade? Is that right? Yeah.
How much time do we have?
15 minutes left?
Yeah.
Okay. Beginning, please. Yes. So here. Tempo. Is that about right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Before I forget, I remember this one I wanted to address. When you're doing some of the stuff on the blues, and it just came back to my mind, so forgive me for what we're gonna play. Keep 2 and 4 on the hi-hat, even if nothing else is going on. Like there's some times where you're playing unison lines with the band. Keep 2 and 4 on the hi-hat. That'll keep it lets everyone know like breadcrumbs where the time is. And now that's an easy fix to help things keep smooth sailing all the way through. Sorry about that. Sorry. Back to the other tune, LT grade. 1, 2, here we go. part? Yes? Okay. You might want to set it in a way that you're closer or so that you can hear, because there's times where it just pulls a little bit. I don't know if you're aware of that, but just get closer so you can hear each other, get that transition time when it's going from section to section right on time to get it up on time. Hold on. What else? Flute solo, was the flute solo on the first one? Okay. When you're playing on a microphone, come on, what's your name? No? When you're playing on a microphone, you want the flute above the tone? Let's, here, I'm just gonna do this. Go ahead. Where's the solo? What's the solo section for the flute on the first one?
21.
21? 21, yeah. Can we go at 21? 22? Okay, here's where the flute solo occurs. So when you have the microphone, go this up, you're gonna play. You want the mic above this, and you're gonna be below like that. Because if it's down like this, if you're blowing, you're gonna get air going, you're gonna hear the whole time. So you wanna have it above like that. Just play real quick, let's try that. Let's take it out. So about that position there. Does that make sense? All right. Let's see. What else? Yeah, I mean, you guys are doing a great job. The big things that I hear is just togetherness, and you can address that. Sorry, talking to the microphone. I just told you about how to do the mic, and I'm not doing it myself. The big things that I hear is just intonation stuff and just rhythmic accuracy. And that's a big thing when you're learning how to play and getting started anyways. But just be sure that when you're playing, it's not just about your own individual part. Listen to your neighbors, listen to your section, how your part is fitting together, and making sure that when you have those longer notes that you can hear and adjust right away. Okay. Rhythmic stuff, I would say all of you guys just slow down the time and practice individually when you're at home working on playing those things accurately. And so with your triplets, the eighth note, the swing feel, 1 triplet, 1 triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. So also too, yeah. I would say on that first tune, when you're working on the swing tune, keep that hi-hat on 2 and 4 throughout the whole thing. Unless there's a break and you're supposed to lay out and it's a rest in there, keep 2 and 4 all the way through, and that'll help keep the time lined up so it doesn't pull. Not so easy to do maybe on the second tune, but if there's parts where it feels nebulous, you can always keep something going just to keep the time happening so it doesn't pull. So, and when you guys are rehearsing, when you're setting up, are you closer in rehearsal, or is it, oh yeah, okay, cool. All right, sweet. How much time do you have?
4 minutes.
4 minutes? Okay, cool. Let's go back to after, what's the rehearsal number after the saxophone solo on the second tune? 49? Can we go from 49, please? Okay, it's 49. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Starts. You all have it together. Let's play that right together. Bop, bop on those 2 chord notes. 1, 2, right there. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay. So bop, bop, ba-da, bop, ba-da. Let's try this here. Bop, bop, ba-da, bop, ba-da. I'm saying that wrong, but let's try it. 1, 2, ready, go. Yeah, so that extra, and that last part's coming in on that and of whatever it is. It's an upbeat, but that part is not together. So when you slow that down, let's do it again. 1, 2, ready, go. Count out, stop your line. 2, ready, go. And 3, and 1, and 2. See what I mean? So when you slow that down, you can see those things much easier as to where they occur down in the back. So break it down and do it that way. Okay? All right, excellent work, you guys. This is wonderful hearing you guys. An excellent job. Keep going. Anybody have any questions before we wrap up? any questions about what you're doing, parts, practicing, how to practice, what to practice. All right, thank you very much. Excellent job. Good team.